Okay, this is a follow-up of my last video, not explaining myself very well on how I externally charge my 12,000 XP battery bank. So this is in a shed, so I have no AC out here, no grid power. And if you want to charge your batteries from the grid, you got to have 240 volts from my understanding. I've seen guys use 110 going in to the inverter, but then they have to shut the output out. So that didn't make sense. So I have the XP. It's over 1,000 watts, 1,000 amp hours worth of batteries. I got 6,300 watts of solar, and they're all on the XP. And it's getting late in the evening. That's the amps it's put in to the batteries. But in case of an emergency, I went ahead and hung this Power Mister 48 volt 5,000 watt inverter, and the batteries it's running off the same battery bank as the XP. So I see guys buying that ChargeVerter for like 400 bucks. You know, it comes with 120 and 240 volts. But I didn't want to spend that, and I had this inverter because this is my old inverter before I bought the XP. So I put it back on the wall, and this is the AC input wire right here. It goes into the Power Mister inverter. It's only a 14 gauge, so that's all I tested at was 1,300 watts. But this wire can be plugged into the grid, and then this inverter can be used as a charger. But if I needed more power as backup, I can just plug accessories in right here. But I don't need it anymore, so this is just a backup in case. I could run another 100-foot extension cord from here to the house and plug it in, but I didn't want to do all that. So for my experiment to see, if it would work and if it would mess up the XP in any way, being charged from another charger, I went ahead and hooked it up to this solar generator. It's got almost 400 watts, 400 amp hours of battery. And that's all I was doing, was just testing it. This one just sits there. I don't use it. So it's always charged. So that's why I was testing to see if the system works. And my thought is, if you buy a ChargeVerter for $400, for just $200 more, you can buy an inverter. And then you could have the extra 5,000 watts worth of power at 120 volt. But the drawback is it will only put in 40 amps DC into the batteries. So if I upgraded this to a 10 gauge, then it would be, what, 3,000 watts? And I could plug it into this solar generator and charge it up. At least it'll have I could put a couple hundred amp hours into my main system for an emergency. Like we had a hurricane here a few months back. Power was only out for 11 hours, and I had enough battery backup to run our essentials. This is not going into the house. This is for a shed that I trying to mine some cryptocurrency mining rigs. And as a backup, I hooked it to a load panel, and I can plug stuff into the house in case of an emergency, but I don't use it that way. So that's what I was trying to do. I think this for me works because I had the inverter. Didn't want to buy it. But no, this inverter is not going into the AC side of the XP. All it is basically an external battery charger that can go up to 40 amps. And I've priced a few 120 volt, 48 volt battery chargers, and they're a couple $100. So I went ahead and tried it, and everything worked. But that's what I was trying to say and make the last video. So this one probably not going to be any better than the last one, but give it a shot. Hey, thanks for the comments.